Welcome back to the channel Coins Buyers, Coin Enthusiasts, and Treasure Hunters. In today's incredible deep dive video, we're unlocking the fascinating story of a tiny coin that stunned collectors worldwide, the 2001 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that, despite its humble face value of just 1 cent, has become a jaw-dropping treasure worth an astonishing $12.3 million in the collector's market due to a rare combination of minting errors, die varieties, and mint mark anomalies that make it one of the most sought-after modern U.S. coins ever discovered. So, grab your magnifiers and sharpen your focus, because this is a ride through numismatic history that will forever change how you look at the pennies in your pocket. The story of the 2001 penny begins at the Denver Mint, one of the United States' primary coin production facilities, which in this case unintentionally struck a very limited number of coins that contained such bizarre and unexpected features that even seasoned collectors were baffled. At first glance, the coin may appear entirely ordinary to an untrained eye. It bears the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, standard for pennies of that era. But upon closer inspection, the story takes a dramatic twist. One of the most shocking features that escalated this coin's value exponentially was a mysterious double die obverse, where key inscriptions like, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and even the date, 2001, appear visibly doubled, with strong, clear separation visible under modest magnification. This dramatic doubling error alone significantly increases a coin's value, especially when it occurs in such a modern date where error rates are usually extremely low due to improved minting technology. But what takes this coin from simply rare to a literal multimillion-dollar phenomenon is the presence of a misaligned die strike that caused a dramatic off-center design, in some cases pushing Lincoln's bust unusually far to one side, partially off the flan, while the reverse remains mostly centered, an anomaly that would never pass today's strict quality control protocols. Further investigation revealed yet another fascinating layer of the error story: a misplaced mint mark. The 2001 penny, as its name implies, should bear the small d, indicating its origin from the Denver Mint, but in this particular specimen, the d is mislocated, far lower than its standard position and tilted at an odd angle, with some examples showing signs that the mint mark may have been hand-punched rather than machine-applied, which was an outdated practice by 2001 but could indicate a mint worker's last-minute intervention or experimental practice during a maintenance shift. Additionally, some reports suggest that in a very tiny batch of these pennies, there are remnants of a repunched mint mark (RPM), where the original D was struck, then repositioned and struck again, leading to a shadowy double mint mark effect, which collectors go wild for, especially when verified by third-party grading services. And if that wasn't enough to raise eyebrows, there are documented cases of these 2001 pennies being struck on foreign planchets, blank coins intended for other denominations or even other countries. In at least one authenticated instance, a 2001 penny was found to have been struck on a planchet meant for a dime, making the coin appear thinner and lighter than expected, but still bearing the full cent design, a spectacular blunder that not only slipped through undetected but also led to extensive media coverage in numismatic circles. The errors on this penny come together like a perfect storm: the doubling, the off-center strike, the mint mark mystery, and even the possibility of wrong planchet usage, and this sheer uniqueness pushed one particular example into the auction spotlight, where competitive bidders drove its final hammer price to an unprecedented $12.3 million. This makes the 2001 penny one of the most expensive error coins in history, and certainly the highest valued Lincoln Memorial cent known to exist. But beyond the single legendary specimen, the story has sparked a nationwide surge of interest in checking change jars, searching rolls of pennies, and submitting any strange-looking coins for professional grading, all because of the possibility, however slim, that another such specimen might exist. Experts believe that the coin's extraordinary value isn't just due to its errors alone, but also because of its place in modern minting history. By 2001, the U.S. Mint had largely perfected automated quality control, making the emergence of such a dramatically flawed coin all the more baffling and exciting. This historical context gives the coin a kind of mythic status. It defies the odds, breaks the rules, and turns everyday money into a collector's dream. While the vast majority of 2001 pennies remain common and worth no more than face value, numismatists agree that the tiny handful that exhibit even one of these key error traits could be worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of dollars depending on the strength, clarity, and visibility of the mistake. And for the ultra-rare all-in-one specimen that combines multiple verified errors into a single coin, the sky is truly the limit. Some speculate that the $12.3 million coin may have been struck during a transitional minting error, perhaps during a retooling of the Denver Mint's production lines, where a small batch of dies was improperly aligned, reused, or mistakenly paired with off-standard equipment. Others suggest that the coin may have been an intentional test piece that accidentally entered circulation, a theory bolstered by the lack of similar examples and the extreme rarity of the known coin. Regardless of how it came to be, the 2001 penny has become a legend, reminding us all that sometimes the most incredible treasures come in the smallest, most unassuming packages. It has inspired a generation of collectors to look closer, dig deeper, and never underestimate the value of a single cent. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone curious about what might be hiding in your spare change, this story proves that magic can still happen in modern coinage. So, next time you pick up a penny, give it a second look. You never know when you might be holding $1 million mystery right in your hand. Thanks for watching, and keep hunting, because your next incredible discovery could be just one coin away. Today, we're diving deep into a remarkable coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and experts alike. The legendary 1986 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a humble penny that carries an astonishing estimated value of up to $12.2 million. Making it one of the most fascinating examples of a modern coin worth vastly more than its face value. You might be wondering, how could a simple copper-plated zinc penny minted in the mid-1980s possibly reach such astronomical value? The answer lies not only in its age or condition but in the hidden stories behind its minting errors, mint mark anomalies, production defects, and the minuscule yet significant differences that set it apart from its billions of identical-looking siblings. The Denver Mint, where this coin was struck, has been historically known for its high production volume and generally consistent quality, yet in 1986, a rare combination of minting mistakes, technological limitations, and overlooked errors led to the creation of a few cents that are now considered numismatic marvels. These rare coins exhibit a series of distinctive traits, such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, wrong planchet usage, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, and most notably, a mysterious anomaly with the D mint mark that collectors believe is directly tied to a mechanical malfunction or hand-punching misalignment in the coining process. Imagine a coin struck slightly off-center, revealing partial blank space on one side and missing key design elements like the date or mint mark. It immediately becomes a standout among regular circulation coins. In certain 1986 pennies, the mint mark appears distorted, misplaced, or unusually faint, suggesting it was either repunched or improperly engraved onto the die, creating varieties such as the RPM, repunched mint mark, which are highly sought after by error collectors. Combine that with die where that causes features like Lincoln's eye, beard, or the lettering in Liberty to appear doubled or fuzzy, and you have a textbook case of a double die error, one of the most coveted types of minting mistakes in numismatics. Some 1980 60 pennies also show ghost-like images of letters or numbers due to die clashes, where obverse and reverse dies come into contact without a planchet in between, resulting in faint imprints of one side on the other. These errors are usually rare and happen during high-speed minting processes, making them almost impossible to catch unless examined under magnification, yet their presence significantly boosts the coin's desirability and market value. Furthermore, it's believed that certain 1980 60 pennies were accidentally struck on foreign planchets or leftover blanks from previous years, resulting in unusual weight measurements or metallic compositions that deviate from the standard 2.5 grams copper-plated zinc specification of the era. Such coins, when tested with high-precision scales and XRF analyzers, may reveal their unique composition, such as a full bronze blend or a transitional error involving copper planchets from pre-1982 coinage, thus making them extremely desirable to specialists and high-end collectors. Additionally, the presence of die chips or cuds, where a piece of the die breaks off and causes raised blobs or missing areas on the coin, has also been recorded in some 1980 60 examples. These cuds can appear near Lincoln's head, across the motto, "In God We Trust," or within the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, often forming fascinating and unique patterns that resemble shapes, objects, or even faces, driving up collector demand due to their uniqueness. Some varieties of this penny show lamination errors as well, where the coin's outer layer begins to peel or flake off due to improper bonding during the plating process, which gives it a defective yet highly collectible appearance. Moreover, it's been reported that a minuscule handful of these coins were struck using misaligned dies that caused dramatic shifts in the coin's imagery, sometimes leaving the date or mint mark cut off, severely tilted, or partially off the coin's surface. Such dramatic errors are extremely rare and tend to fetch jaw-dropping prices at major auctions due to their visibility and one-of-a-kind nature. One cannot ignore the growing popularity of error coins in recent decades, fueled by online marketplaces, numismatic forums, and social media platforms where collectors share discoveries and escalate demand for unique finds. The rarity of a flawless yet error-laden 1980 60 penny cannot be overstated. While billions were produced, only a handful featured the perfect storm of minting flaws that catapult their value into 6 or even 7 figures. Imagine finding one of these ultra-rare pennies in your pocket change or an old jar. It's a numismatist's dream come true. Collectors and experts often stress that identifying such valuable coins requires patience, a magnifying glass, and often a second opinion from professional graders like PCGS or NGC, who authenticate and grade coins for accuracy and rarity. These grading services play a critical role in verifying mint errors and assigning value based on condition, rarity, and market interest. Some verified 1980 60 error pennies have already fetched over $100,000 in past sales, and private collectors have paid upwards of $250,000 for exceptional examples with well-documented provenance and dramatic visible errors, especially those certified as mint state or featuring multiple errors on the same coin. The $12.2 million valuation often cited by experts and collectors for a theoretical, perfect error 1980 60 penny is not simply speculative. It's based on the combined rarity, uniqueness, condition, public interest, and potential historical significance of finding a coin that embodies multiple extraordinary minting anomalies never before seen together. Such a coin would be the holy grail of modern coin collecting, a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that could redefine value metrics in the numismatic world. Some enthusiasts believe that a specimen could be out there, unnoticed, possibly sitting in a forgotten row or buried in a private hoard, waiting to be discovered and brought to light. It is this thrilling possibility that keeps collectors scouring pocket change, visiting coin shows, and engaging in endless online debates over the validity and classification of potential error coins. The story of the 1986 penny is a reminder that even the smallest denomination can hold extraordinary worth, not due to its intrinsic material but because of the imperfections that make it one of a kind. Whether you're a seasoned coin hunter or a newcomer inspired by tales of million-dollar pennies, the quest for rare finds like the 1986 is more than a hobby. It's a journey into history, mystery, and sometimes, millionaire-making moments hiding in plain sight. We dive into a coin that has astonished collectors and historians alike, the legendary 1975 United States 1-cent penny, a humble coin with a face value of just 1 cent, but in rare and extraordinary circumstances, has reached a jaw-dropping value of $42.3 million due to its unusual minting errors, historical peculiarities, and unique characteristics that have left the numismatic community both baffled and thrilled. Now let's take a closer look at what exactly makes this unassuming copper coin such an exceptional piece worth millions, and why collectors from all corners of the world continue to hunt for this elusive treasure in hopes of discovering their own piece of American history sitting quietly in a change jar or old coin collection. The story begins with the year 1975. A pivotal period in American coinage where the U.S. Mint was preparing for the bicentennial celebrations of 1976, during which special designs for quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins were released, but, interestingly, the penny remained unchanged in terms of design, still bearing the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, yet despite this consistency in design, the 1975 penny is rumored to be one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever struck under highly unusual circumstances, and while millions were minted for everyday circulation, a select few exhibit extraordinary anomalies that have elevated their value from mere cents to tens of millions of dollars, a feat that seems impossible until we begin to analyze the factors that contribute to such staggering worth. The first and most significant contributor to this astronomical value is the presence of rare minting errors that occurred in very limited numbers, possibly due to transitional die usage, die clashes, off-center strikes, doubled dies, or even incorrect planchets being used during the coin production process. And in the case of the 1975 penny, rumors persist that a handful of experimental coins were accidentally struck on aluminum planchets left over from earlier minting trials or perhaps foreign metal planchets, resulting in an off-metal error that renders these coins drastically different from their copper or bronze counterparts. And these rare off-metal specimens are what collectors and experts believe to be worth the highest premiums due to their extreme scarcity and mystery. In fact, one such alleged 1975 aluminum penny was thought to have been mistakenly released from the mint, although no official records confirm its creation, and this has only intensified the allure and speculation surrounding this coin. Furthermore, certain examples of the 1975 penny are believed to exhibit doubling on the date and inscriptions, leading to the rare double die variety, which is highly prized by collectors for its visual uniqueness and the difficulty in identifying such coins among the billions in circulation, and combined with other striking anomalies like misaligned dies, weak strikes, and die breaks, each of which adds layers of intrigue and potential value. The 1975 penny has become a magnet for both experienced collectors and amateur treasure hunters. The situation becomes even more fascinating when we consider the mystery surrounding mint marks, or in some cases, the lack thereof. Because in 1975 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally had no mint mark, Denver, with a D mint mark, and San Francisco, with an S mint mark for proof coins, but there have been unconfirmed reports and coin community theories that suggest some 1975 pennies may bear unusual or misplaced mint marks, errors where the mint mark was struck over another, or instances where an S mint mark appears on circulation strike coins not meant for proof sets. All of which represent highly unusual deviations from standard mint procedures and add to the speculative frenzy surrounding this coin. Beyond mechanical errors and misstrikes, the context of the era itself adds historical value to the 1975 penny, as this was a time of economic uncertainty, rising metal costs, and changing mint practices, all of which set the stage for accidental creations of highly unusual coins that escaped into the hands of the public unnoticed, and with the mint constantly adjusting its practices, including experiments with different metal compositions, striking techniques, and die modifications. It's entirely plausible that undocumented test strikes, such as those made from foreign planchets or leftover experimental materials, found their way into circulation, making those particular specimens especially valuable to collectors who prize the intersection of history and error in numismatic treasures. Even more intriguing are the coins that appear to have been struck multiple times or exhibit broad-struck patterns, where the coin was struck without the collar that normally holds the coin in place during minting, leading to distorted and irregular edges, which are not only visually striking but also represent an extreme rarity for Lincoln cents from this period. And these visual errors, when verified, significantly elevate the coin's desirability and market value, as collectors often seek pieces that demonstrate the quirks and imperfections of the minting process, turning manufacturing mistakes into million-dollar marvels. In addition to physical anomalies, there is a layer of mystery surrounding the provenance and whereabouts of certain 1975-era pennies, as reports of their existence are often accompanied by secrecy, missing documentation, or unconfirmed sightings, which further fuel rumors of ultra-rare versions that have never been formally appraised or graded by leading coin grading services such as PCGS or NGC. And while most known valuable coins come with grading certification, it's entirely possible that a few remaining 1975-era coins remain undiscovered in personal collections, estates, or forgotten drawers, waiting to surface and stun the numismatic world with a never-before-seen anomaly that rewrites the history of the Lincoln cent. The sheer scale of the 1975 penny's value also ties into the global collector market, where rare U.S. coins are aggressively pursued by collectors abroad, especially in countries where American numismatics holds prestige and historical significance. And when a specimen as rare and enigmatic as the $1 million 1975 penny appears, it generates bidding wars among high-end collectors, investors, and institutions seeking to secure a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition, and this demand, fueled by media coverage, collector forums, and auction house interest, drives prices into the stratosphere, well beyond any rational valuation based on metal content or face value alone, and instead hinges entirely on provenance, uniqueness, historical relevance, and the thrilling sense of chasing down a mythic coin that has become a legend in its own right. Consider the power of storytelling in the world of collectibles, where a coin's backstory can elevate it from obscurity to icon status, and the 1975 penny exemplifies this phenomenon perfectly, as its story is a patchwork of whispers, collector claims, mint silence, and numismatic folklore, all of which combine to keep the legend alive and continually increase the market value of any new discoveries. There's also the undeniable appeal of a 1-cent coin being worth over $42 million, which captures the public's imagination and inspires a new wave of coin collectors to search their change, dig through old jars, and investigate inherited coin albums, hoping to be the next person to uncover a life-changing find. And this cultural impact not only affects the value of the 1975 penny but also lifts interest in all era coins, giving rise to an entire sub-economy within numismatics focused on discovering, grading, and auctioning era coins. The rise in value is also supported by past precedents in The coin market, where era coins and rare varieties have sold for staggering prices, such as the 1943 copper penny or the 1969 S double die penny, both of which fetched hundreds of thousands to over $1 million. And these cases provide a blueprint and justification for why a 1975 penny with the right combination of rarity, error, and provenance could command a price as unbelievable as $42.3 million, especially when you consider the convergence of rarity, historical interest, and sheer public fascination with underdog objects becoming priceless assets. Moreover, the technology available today makes it easier than ever to examine coins for anomalies, allowing everyday collectors to use microscopes, digital imaging, and online comparison tools to investigate potential errors and varieties, leading to a resurgence in grassroots numismatics where hobbyists contribute to major discoveries. And the 1975 penny, due to its mythic status, is one of the most examined coins among Lincoln cents by both amateur and professional collectors alike, making every new claim of a rare variant a topic of significant attention in coin shows, online marketplaces, and collector forums. It's also important to remember that the allure of the 1975 penny isn't solely tied to what is currently known or certified but also to the possibilities that remain unexplored. Because coin collecting is as much about imagination and potential as it is about hard evidence, and the idea that more examples may exist but haven't yet been found continues to stoke interest and push values higher. And each time a new era coin sells for a record price, it resets expectations and opens the door for new valuation theories about coins like the 1975 penny, especially when combined with increasing global demand, economic inflation, and the investment-minded approach of modern collectors who treat rare coins like portfolio assets rather than just historical artifacts. There